Hello all, my name is Steph. Come on in. I'm your Inkblot Oracle. We're going to dive in today to see what message from your higher self they really want you to hear. So if you're ready to sit with that, timestamps are below. Let's dig right in and get to these messages that are from your higher self heart. Let's go. What is it that you need to hear today? So here are your choices. There's an Inkblot and an Oracle card with each. If you want to take a moment to see which one is standing out to you specifically. Maybe there's an order, 1, 2, or 2, 1, 3, or if any of the accompanying cards. I'll see you at your timestamps and your choices below. So much love. Please do like, share, and subscribe. Number 1, if any of the artistry is standing out to you, please feel well to comment below what you see, sense, or feel as your insights do expand the experience and we all become the readers and sharing in the art of symbolic support. Drop an emoji, give a girl a like. I appreciate you. And your accompanying card that's come along with it, if any of the artistry there is standing out. Immediately here for myself, I'm going to dive right in. Yeah, let's do it. Okay. So I feel like what you might need to hear in this very, very moment is a reminder of your ancientness, your ancient awareness, and your ability to hear. I'm being distracted by this almost like Mayan character. There's a deck of cards up here the way I'm seeing it, and these earrings here. And then when I wander over into the scroll and the ink is speaking to me like almost as like these earrings as they're horizontal and these are vertical, active and passive, your awareness, your ancient awareness of active and passive. There's also a conversation happening in here, and it's almost like the human heart and the high heart. Sometimes I feel like we might wander into or work in disguise. And I'm saying that in a way, in a space that if you're here, you're going to resonate, and hearing that it's okay when sometimes you're masking through healing. You know what I mean? It's almost like putting a Band-Aid on or a bandage. We're masking the rawness, so it has this very isolated time to heal these very specific clean conditions. And when you're ready, I, you, we, me, in whatever relationship and area this might pertain to, you will peel that off and allow more minerals, more elements to come in to further support. And it'll quicken, that process quickens right in there. But it's almost like right in this moment, I'm having this conversation. I remember something with the elephant up there, and the elephant's nose and trunk is turned up, which I believe is good luck if I remember. But there's also something about an elephant tail, and it's bringing me down here, and there's these hippopotami on roller skates, which is really fun. But the hippos are also very dangerous, but they are also hungry and they're happy, just doing their thing, just, kind of chilling out. But they're playing skipping rope with the elephant's tail. So a hippo and an elephant might be close. Those symbols might really mean something to you and could spark something along that lines, at least how I'm feeling in that moment. I'm going to read the back of this card. 32, Pacha Karmak, nourishment for the soul. Give yourself permission to nourish your being with what you Sorry, I got to bring it in closer. With what you are truly hungry for. Stop. I swear I didn't look. Including depth, meaning, and the loving freedom to be authentic. As you feed yourself that which genuinely nourishes you, you become one who can feed the world for that which is truly hungers, generating sweet relief. Alchemize feelings of frustration, anger, and doubt by channeling those energies into peaceful, I just added the word peaceful, powerful prayer, invigorated aspiration, and corrective action, nurturing yourself as an offering of gratitude, generosity, and grace to life itself. Forgo any fear of scarcity. Reparation for loss and restoration into sacred abundance is your divine inheritance and shall be bestowed. This is that working, and I can see some worry in here as well. almost like if the eyebrows were skateboarding ramps. And it's kind of like, oh no, 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 what's going to happen? But I want to come back into the hippos and the elephants. Like the hippos are hungry, but they're just kind of cool and calm in their pond, in their environment that is nourishing to them. It's not triggering for anger, or there's no threats really here. That's how this is feeling. So I do hope that as you're nourishing, you're hearing that and you're feeling that from the entire environment of elements around you, and knowing it's okay to create conditions that are nourishing, so that when you pull the band-aid off or come out of a certain, if this is like a bottle here, if I may, and then you allow like your scent to come out, and it's a sweet smelling scent, your signature scent of soul. It's yeah. And the happy hippos rollerblading is really a sweet kind of feeling here. Where do I want to go? Thank you. Okay. I'm also seeing somebody portage, and maybe with their perspective or considerations of, creating conditions to hear your higher self. And sometimes that means silencing a lot of other people, places, or things. Does that make sense? I feel like it makes sense. I'm not closing off, but it's like putting an eye mask on, or earplugs or headphones, to be very immersive. And I think at this time you're listening to that, whatever is inspiring you to be immersive, without being rude or escapism, or, detaching in some way that would feel damning versus divine. You're very, very aware of this, but there's also a lot of grace and space to find that balance, to alchemize this special ancient place for you to hear that, to hear your higher self, and that conversation in there, and to be like, yeah, we just need to touch base. Let me help. It's like the higher self applying polysporin or putting the Band-Aid on for you. It really is quite sentimental and sweet. And that is a strength. That's not to make it small and feel like in a minimizing, endearing way. There's something about the endearing energy that is really being embraced in this moment. So I do hope that you are nourishing and feeling that at this time. Add on a few more oracle cards to support this higher self message of what you need to hear right now. Nourishing. In the hand, the universe is your partner. I got the whole world. Take that in. That's so beautiful. But it's almost like practicing this. There could also be some manifestation that you're working with, not just in regards to money, but that might be an area. It's like playing with your flame, and seeing it jump and be able to do fun things with it. But again, I feel like there needs to be quiet, and I'm focused, but without being constipated or, angry, or even, okay, thank you. So you brought in the frustration, because you're going to be able to feed not only yourself, but so many around you, your friends, your family, your job, your coworkers, with this time that you spend doing this for you. Yeah, these ancestors are up here. They keep an eye on you. They're very, very old. Like dinosaur times. There's also a moose. I'm seeing a moose. In the cave of winds, stars in the sky, limitless possibility. This is you sitting there in that peace. However that bridge might be for you, whatever that environment is for you. You also might be working with the emerald tablets. This is the space of my mind that I want to connect into. It's almost like if I was in the elephant's memory that went beyond the here and now. And sometimes it's okay to look up to the sky or the night or the quiet for more space. Does that make sense? For more space. Contemplation, creation, nourishment. Fool's embrace. Transmuting pain in the cave of hearth fires. This is in your heart of hearts, but also like a sharp mind and sharpening the pencils or the pencil crayon, the crayon box of the head, the colors and that we connect to. It's like coloring in the sky. So soothing. Like imagine when you're a kid, if this is the example that would work for you, what insert whatever that might be, and you're just coloring. Not doing anything else. I'm not worried about in the lines, out of the lines, what color this should be or shouldn't be. It's the lines are there for you to move from, transmute, transpire. Something's preparing to transpire. 22 is also a master number. It's like you might even get glitters, you know, just glitters of thank you. I'm back in what I think is like the Emerald Tablet or Thoth or Hermes, whatever. And again, it doesn't have to be that, but whatever that would inspire in you, some sort of ancient knowledge. And it's almost like that's your ancestors' way of saying it. It could be Mayan as well, Inca. I really only know the popular ones. There are toucans in here, so it's like they're talking to your temples as you're transmuting, but something's coming to transpire because of what you're doing. It's very translucent, so it's like if you see like just shimmers, it's almost like that's an indication that's your state that you're in. There are those plants. Is it the Venus flytraps? I'm seeing the Venus flytraps. Sky bridge, possibility for union in the cave of rivers of feeling. I'm going to put you down here, actually, right in the mid-world. I'll put you over there. We can share space. This is that's that conversation we saw from the beginning. Something's being bestowed. I'm also seeing, something about rattling. If you're working with rattles or you hear rattles, or if it's a modality that, not like a jangle of bracelets or anything like that, or bells. This is specific to a rattle sound. Okay. Could be more shamanic in nature. Pick any culture that would really fit that for you. Because again, I feel like I'm just ancient old times, and they would use like shells. I feel like they're wooden, maybe nut shells. Anyway, and that's what's being used to kind of break up any energy around you. And it's nourishing. It's not aggravating. It's not poking like acupressure, acupuncture. This feels like almost like tapping or patting, but this is a rattle quite specifically. And if you hear that rattle as well, or imagine it from an ancestor, like almost helping to cleanse and assist the nourishing, it feels really nice to receive that from another. It feels really, really nice. And I want to know, like, from this connection that you're feeling in the cave of rivers, it's like floating, and I float up towards the sun. Something about a sheepdog. In the cave of earth is perfect storm, the courage to step into life. Oh, it's kind of like when I saw that toucan up there. Maybe it was a raven crow. I definitely saw it as, if I could mash then a toucan with a raven. Are they both chatty in their own way? And maybe they speak differently, but these birds deliver messages from your higher self. Maybe you just have a connection with birds specifically as a symbol. Something about a crochet hook. Yeah, see, I am being held right now. Me. Plop yourself in wherever it might feel. I'm being held by a guardian. And they're doing something in and around my third eye forehead. But it's almost like if here as humans we would kiss, this is something like this, or a connection. It's bringing me into the older movie Cocoon. And somehow, and it doesn't necessarily have to be in regards to mating, but the Venus flytrap thing did come in. So this might have to do in regards to a romantic relationship, heart healing, nourishing that heart space, self-value, self-care. And also I want to note, if there's anyone who is moving through grief with this sky bridge possibility for union in the heart, and you're going through grief, if this message is just for one, thank you for holding space for them to receive it, in regards to if your relationship has ended, but they are still amongst the living, to this person might have somebody who has crossed over and returned to spirit. And it's like staying here kind of feels like a storm, or moving through the grief feels like storm right now. And I send you a hug. I send you a hug as part of that like band-aid to feel that positive pressure. And in that like platonic way of connecting, like heart to heart and third eye to third eye, and it's almost like it was just like leaning together. It's gonna make me emotional, but you'll get used to that. You just will. It happens. I don't try and stop it. It's like leaning forward together and saying I understand, and not having to talk about it, but just being there with you, like in the hippopotamus pond, as you go through your memories, your Rolodex of reflections, in reflection of this person that is here, but in the hereafter. And so I send you a hug for that. And then I also want to note that from like this, what this is all heading towards, if I may, from the Fool's Embrace, transmuting the pain, the courage to step into life with the perfect storm, 22 and 44. And please know that they're still talking to you. They are so much still talking to you. All right, let's add on one last card, and then we will head on over to your other choices. If you are stepping into number 2 or number 3, message from your higher self that you need to hear right now. This is so nice. This is a very heartfelt energy. Home. Do you know what I'm going to say here? So the way I'm seeing it, which isn't always what's actually depicted, where the door is, there's a face right here. And it could be part of that mask we were talking about from the beginning. You know, being open to your heart, to your home right now. I also want to note, and that's okay. That's okay. It's an immersive thing. Please do allow other people that are close to you, that are entrusted, that aren't, adding frustration, but know that they're like polysporin, or they're fresh air, or say a saline solution through your healing. Nourish whatever it is that would nourish your soul, so that the scars are soft. Yeah. And then I also want to put on to the flip side, for somebody who's had somebody pass, and maybe you're left with the home, if it's a parent or a grandparent, if it is your partner and you're not sure if you can leave the home in time, you'll decide whether that time is 5 minutes, 5 days, 5 weeks, 5 years. Please know that when in the spirit state, it's understood. It's understood. There's no guilt associated with it, but they are with you, protecting. They are very much so still protecting you, and they do check in. All right. I hope this did serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. Thank you so much for being here. If you haven't already, thank you for your like, share, and subscribe. You can check out my OG channel at I Scry with Steph if you want some more shadowy old soul messages and symbolic support. And until next time, so much love. Number 2, let's go. Let's dive in. Excuse me, I was just drinking some water. Here is your ink. If you see, sense, or feel anything, please feel well to comment below, as your insights do expand the experience, and we all become the readers, the seers, the oracles, and we share in the art of symbolic support. You can drop an emoji, give a girl a like. I appreciate you. This feels very dear, gentle. For me, the colors are very human and higher self, but with this, there's like a coloring of branch, tree, The deer is very gentle to me, but I also feel like maybe I have a little bit of like bloodshot eyes. So we'll find out what your higher self maybe is trying to get you to hear or welcome into your space to receive. There could be a sense of tiredness as well. Maybe some form of rest or rejuvenation. Here's the art on the oracle card that we'll read in just a moment. And there's the smooch coming in. Yeah. Something about autumn, like or fall. And I'm really in my root sacral area. Very, very much so. I'm also seeing something that spins. I'm not sure what it is, though. I haven't quite decided. There are purple bats here. There could be something about your higher... Okay. One moment. Crown. Yeah. Crown and subconscious, the way they communicate. Very protective of what comes in, what comes out, greater than, less than. 20. Chikaska, Star of Venus. A stellar mandala evoking pleasure, prosperity, peace, and purpose reveals your inner path to a new reality of higher consciousness and enriched expression. As you invest in your personal process and spiritual development, you consecrate your gifts, realizing the value you can bring to the world. Interpret all circumstances in your life as opportunities for increasing your spirituality. Cultivate the beauty and generosity of gratitude in your heart. Invite radiant optimism to nourish your mind. Nourish your mind. Okay, we're in the subconscious space. Thank you. Affirm your abundance as you step forward with faith. There is no need to wait for your new world to be born. It is time to become. Bambi branches. It's like, have you ever seen those decor things on people's porches that are in the shapes of animals, or especially reindeers at Christmas time, but they're made of branches or twigs? This is the message. Oh my goodness. It's like not having to wait until Christmas to put out a reindeer, because it's a deer. And it's like something you might have around all year round, your grace, your gentleness, but the drive to bring about what it is that you would like to see infused into your day-to-day. This feels very day-to-day. It feels very day-to-day. You also might be looking at handing certain things off. The cooler seasons also might just be, like pumpkin spice season. It might just be your jam. It might be your preferred optimal season to present something, or to like decorate your home or your apartment, your clothes. I don't know. There just feels something really, really nice about that. And it's almost like knowing your personal seasons as your process. And knowing that summer might be a little slower, or you stay indoors more, or whatever the case is. But I feel like what you know and you hear in your heart of hearts in relation to your higher self and how this is being communicated is the power of a gentle process to bring about what it is you want to feel in your day-to-day. Because that Bambi, while there's an air of innocence to that, is not to be diminished, because it'll grow into the buck or the doe. Maybe there's something about relationships. It'll grow into be a stag. Very strong presence that is worth respecting, and will continue to almost protect and nurture innocence seen in others, and know what that value is. Gorgeous. I love that. Anything else standing out into the ink? Okay. Those bats are playing again on me, the subconscious bats. So it could be definitely something nurturing your mind. And if there's any sort of fire in the mind, fires a spark of passion, removing any sort of rust from your channels between your unconscious, subconscious, preconscious. And I feel like here I really want to start working with super conscious. And maybe that's your process that you're, I don't want to say perfecting, but I feel like that's just kind of what we toss around here. No fall season is the same as the fall season. The perfect fall season it's in its expression of being fall seasons or autumn, however you want to call it. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. And I do feel like your root and your sacral to your crown are very much so in communication. Look at that. In the cave of ice, we have here winter's dream, gestation period, knowing your seasons and what progress looks like in different places. Passive and active. There's also a cowboy kind of coming in here, but this cowboy, it has some humor. Please don't exhaust yourself. I want to come back to when I was seeing like the bloodshot eyes of just being very, very tired. And then with here in the midworld with her stepping forward with her eyes closed. And I also want to take time to close my eyes and remember the vision that I have for myself that infuses into all whom you and me, of course, I just plot myself in, who we're connected to in our day-to-day. As I said, this feels very close, oracally speaking. Yeah. Grace and grandeur. It's like having grandeur, but being gross about it. You're not. You're nourishing grace and grandeur to have stature in your space and others around you. Empty well, time to replenish, but there has been this tired. This is in the cave of winds in the mind. Tired of being tired is also what brings about change sometimes, to say something needs to change in my day, in my week, etc. Going down into the basement, that subconscious space with the bats there, taking a look around, what's growing, if there's things overgrowing. Okay, so I'm seeing, I think it's a drone. Remember I was talking about those spinny things? It might be a drone. Yeah, it might be a drone. I think I see something landing. Oh, interesting, because now when I wander back over here, I could see this, like, something might be landing or taking off. Please rest. And be rest assured. Rest and be rest assured. Cave of hearth fires in the heart. Deep diver diving into attack. Going. Stop. If you've ever seen the show Silo, and there's at one point in time the girl has to go underwater to get to a certain part of something. Okay. If that makes sense to you, or if that means anything to you, please follow that. All of a sudden, there's this kind of energy. It's got their hands on their hips. So it's reminding me of like my mom or my grandma. So it could be more feminine in nature, male or female expressed. And they're like, okay, let's do this. Or you need to rest. You're staying in bed for a little bit. Now, when I say rest, I don't necessarily mean staying in bed. It's how we're doing things like at maybe like a resting heartbeat or a resting anxiety space, or what makes us feel comfortable to be in a restful, energetic space, oracally speaking. And then how that, comes through our bodies. So yeah, when we're resting, are we actually resting? And it seems simple, but getting ready for bed, turning the phone off or putting it away, aside. To if you're resting and putting your feet up, what is our minds doing? And then wandering into that space to say, okay, well, if I'm here, I'm going to be aware of it and maybe do a little dusting of the subconscious mind. Maybe you're doing affirmations, or maybe you're cleaning up old affirmations and you're like, these stories need to go, it's kind of like donating them out into the world if they can be of value to somebody else. And it's like diving deep into this emotional space of your heart that could be tired of hurts, but it's like, how am I, you, me, but how am I upholding that, right? Self-accountability, we want to place ourselves there. What is it that I'm accepting? Yeah, okay. I also want to know, it's like really diving into, like if you're cleaning out a closet or a junk drawer or something like that, you're like, there's a cycle here in the heart of hearts that wants to end so a new one can begin. And that new one might feel a little uncomfortable at first. It might feel a little like, ooh, we're going farther than we've ever gone before. If this is a relationship, personal, platonic, romantic, creative, etc., 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 all the channels, it's like, but you're going farther than you ever have before. But how are the conditions? What's the resting heart rate? Yeah, feast of plenty and joy coming in as your muses to support. It's like you're going deeper than ever before to get the biggest pearl ever seen. Choices and their consequences. We were just talking about that. And this is in the Cave of Rivers of how you're feeling that emotional energy. But this heart space, something needed to be cooled or cooled off. And I just keep hearing that your higher self, the grace and grandeur of, it's like going to eat by yourself at a restaurant. Or going to a library and just walking around looking at books. I don't know what this is specifically, but it feels like I'm doing something that is nourishing and reaffirming this grace of your resting space. I hope I'm not saying this in a very weird way, because I kind of feel like I'm tired of the rat race in whatever relationship and channel that might be in. And so now I feel like you're much more discerning. But, it's like getting a really cool dish and then they have like garnish on the side of the plate just to make it look fancy, or it's like a little bit of mint or something like that. And it's awesome. It's awesome. And then 33 here, coming in the Cave of Earth, joyful muse, inspiration, card 33. Becoming a master at what makes you feel plentiful, people, places, or things, and also restful and well rested. Reassured, rest assured. That's an interesting little something there. There's a woman coming through if you have somebody in spirit. It is a feminine energy, female expressed. She might be a mother. I'm seeing a goose. There might be two of you, two siblings. Still a caretaker. I am seeing a skull and bones. I'm not sure what that's about. Obviously, if she is passed, but maybe it's due to a poison or something along that lines. Or there's also a double-ended crystal. You might be working with crystals in here. Okay, so it also could have something to do with, and if this message is just for one, thank you for holding space for them to receive. But even diving deeper into the task and the feast of plenty with addictions or, gluttonous, like I'm not just going to eat, the serving of Doritos. I'm going to eat a lot more than the servings recommended of Doritos. But there could be something in regards to this mother figure, feminine energy that passed of an addiction or substance, something along that lines. But it's like, the feeling that was trying to be expelled or rid of or not felt. And if this is in your lineage, in your genetic kind of encoding, you're aware of it and getting like deep down to the seed of it so it doesn't reoccur with you. That doesn't mean it goes away or that there's not triggers or what is it called? There's always plenty of opportunities for you to always choose you. Always. I feel like you're very good at this. Always choosing you. Because it's like you're not waiting anymore for these conditions to be perfect. You're looking at the choices in front of you, and as you make them, it's like stepping stones. You move towards what is of your highest good, highest spirituality, towards your spirit, towards your higher self. And I think this is how I'm hearing it, is that your higher self wants you to know that. What you're not seeing is the steps you're taking towards you, to your highest good, to your highest timeline. Is that what it's what the kids call it nowadays, the highest timeline. And that's great. Whatever helps us verbalize that feeling, that purpose of plenty, and know that you are enough as you are. You were enough 20 days ago, and you were enough 20 years ago. You are always in a state of plenty of being who you are, but the pursuit towards what you feel is a more refined version of that, or closer to something that you just are magnetic towards. Please know that your higher self is saying, I feel you, and I'm seeing you take those steps. I'm seeing you take the steps. And it's like they can be mirrored as well from the higher self, and also with the mother spirit as well. You're kind of like the mom to the mom, leading by example. All right, closing out messages for number 2. Anything else coming in there? There might be a locket or a set of earrings. Financial health. Maybe this also has something to do with money. Mastering your money and manifestations. Getting any rust out, any subconscious seeds of poverty versus, or poverty / plenty. Having plenty of poverty or feeling poverty and plenty. There's something about the wordage. Get to the subconscious seeds, and it's like you're not questioning everyone and everything. You're questioning you. Oh, and then you're like, okay, why do I feel that way? Well, when I think about it, I think of the way my mother grew up, or what my mother's story is. Okay, why am I associating that with me? Like, you're very good at diving deeper and deeper and deeper. Not to say this is an easy task, and maybe it happens in almost like revelations for you. Brings you joy and peace. And there's that mother figure once again. She's right there in the center. And somebody might have, before I let you go, they say green thumbs. You might have like purple thumbs, like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. You're really good at like Crown or ESP, Claire's. You've got a good purple thumb. Thank you so much, card 2. I hope this message from your higher self did serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. As always, you are welcome to like, share, and subscribe. You can also check out my OG channel at I Scry with Steph. Everything's in the description box, so that's cool. And I'll see you at the other timestamps, but if not, till next time, so much love, and thank you for being here. Number 3, let's go. All right. So here's your Inkblot if you would like to take a look. You can also take a screenshot, personal use only, if you'd like to scry in your own time. You're welcome to comment below what you see, sense, or feel as your insights do expand the experience, and we all become the oracles, and we share in the art of symbolic support. You never know who may come across your comment, and it just is what they need to hear at the time. Drop an emoji or give a girl a like. Thank you. All right, if I could put I think it's like Charlotte's Web, so a spider. And also a scarecrow is in there. And interestingly enough, in our midworld here, we also have the lion. So maybe the scarecrow and the lion from Wizard of Oz. I'm also seeing a diamond ring. What is the message from the higher self here? It's maybe like this courage and the scarecrow. I think the scarecrow is the brain. So is somebody worried they're maybe not smart enough for something? But what kind of intelligence is that? Is that intuitive intelligence, emotional intelligence, academia intelligence, trade intelligence? Like there's so many areas. I feel like I want to tell you to believe in yourself. That's the message quite here. The courage to believe in yourself. Which leads to, if not already, know thyself. But it's like it starts with believing. And maybe even, if I may, it's not about, in order to know thyself, just thinking out loud here, and very much in the moment, to know thyself is the bravery to believe. The bravery to believe in you, to know thyself. Because I think you already know. You know you. But adding in this air, if there's something new that you would like to try, or if there's something going on, heartbreaks, change, whatever the case is, in any channel, personal, professional, corporate, creative, romantic, platonic, to somebody crossing over, passing, to an opportunity that didn't work out. This feels very brave in what you're weaving and working. And this is a blue spider, so it is very, for me, emotional, but it's working in with the solar plexus as the golden silk, golden thread, Charlotte's Web. Maybe there could have even been someone's relationship or engagement that didn't work out. I also want to note there could be something about school, as I think I'm seeing the Alpha and Omega, but it's like sorority stuff, or like emblems or something like that. I also feel like there's a dark time, and if I may, your higher self, as you already know, but I have the honor of reminding you, acknowledging the strength and bravery and the courage to move through maybe some of the things, the dark clouds, the dark fairy tales, the complete unknowns that you have moved through. Maybe you thought you were a scaredy cat sometimes. Scarecrow. Maybe you scared off some people, places, or things. But I feel like where you are now is very prideful, and not in a way that is pushing on anyone else or anything. This is pride of who you are as not a person, intellectually, intuitively, imaginatively, beyond the scope of just checking off boxes. You are proud and hold pride like the lion would. Sometimes that's a very quiet aura in one regard, but a very demanding aura in another. Let's read the card. If you want to take that in as well, if any of the artistry stands out to you. Card 22, master number. I'm just going to note, I think it was number 1 that had master number 22 in it as well, if you're looking to pop one over there. Honor of the ancient king, and I swear it was also about ancient ancestors. Because you are capable and it is needed, divine masculine energy is organically seeking expression from within, stimulating your inspired confidence, bold initiative, and expansive responsibility. You are evolving into your natural state of inner power, and you shall conquer hesitation, doubt, fear, and inertia, moving with grace and strength to assume your rightful position. Lion spirit medicine elicits courage to commit an effective use of voice, intention, and energy for manifestation. Recognize and reject diminishment. Value your purpose and claim your place with an attitude of heartfelt devotion to the greater good. Trust the divinity and dignity within, and let your spirit roar. I feel like we just kind of talked about that. There might have been a lot of things that have happened at night for you. Unknown, hidden from prying eyes. Maybe people just don't know your story, but it's not for them to know your story unless you're deciding to share it. with such poise, you're not asking anything else to rearrange for you. You look at the scenarios and the environments around you, and you bravely, with confidence and sometimes curiosity, and sometimes we don't know. It's like, I'm scared, that's scary, I don't know. But you still step in and say, okay, these are the resources around me. These are the elements I have worked with. These are the people. And how can I work with them to the best of my ability, dignity, and divinity? To be proud of yourself. And while many may not know what you've gone through or what you've been feeling inside, the way you've transmuted it, I can see it here. And there's a man in the black hat if you've also dealt with like poltergeist, nightmares, being haunted by scenarios, haunted by things that you've done, haunted by things done to you. And whatever it is and how you're weaving and working, there's no more... I'm not implying that when I say this that there ever was, but if this message is for one, thank you for holding space. The puppeteer, the puppet master and puppeteer. It's like if there is anything holding you back out of fear, those strings have been released. It's pretty significant. Congratulations. Now that engagement ring I'm seeing as a promise ring. Now this might be a promise ring of a commitment that you have that you're very proud of and moving towards and deepening. It's amazing. Congratulations. But if I may for a moment, it's almost like with my mirror image, that puppet and puppet master are looking in the mirror. And I made a promise to myself. And as those strings are cut from the puppet to the puppet master, in whatever area this might be in, it's like the other side of you smiles and says, yeah, I made the promise. And you did so. And this other side, which is really puppet master, is really proud of you. Is really, really proud of you. And it can't haunt you no more. Can't haunt you no more. And that's what it wanted all along too. Super strength here. Super strength. Coming in is unmarked trail, revelation. I think actually it's funny how they all kind of come together, and I love that about, I think that's why I really like spirit messages and pick a card, because they do come together. Revelation was coming in at the second one. That pressure, creating that diamond, the promise ring to yourself. The clarity. It's like having this raw diamond and you've worked through coal to diamond. And now as a jeweler, part of yourself, your psyche, your psychology, your psychic senses even have like meticulously cut to have your prism, however you would like to see that. I think that you know that where you've been to where you're going is not the same, but they have worked together. Past and future are working together in the present moment. So may we not pressure cook ourselves, but if you can hear that from your higher self, is that you're the diamond, not the diamond in the rough. Maybe you have been before. Now you're the diamond. And now it might just be a matter of cutting, really grooming yourself how you would like to be presented. That can make you proud without being pushy. Right? Because nobody likes to be pushed around. And if there's been bullying or anything like that, there's this maturity here. Maturity. And I feel like you're surrounded by this maturity as well. If I didn't say so already, the spider symbol might really mean something to you and what it is that you're weaving. There's also a lot of electricity here. If you're working with that element. And I'm seeing like windshield wipers over the eyes. Yeah, I quite love it. Oh, there's candles up here as well. And there's like 2 different paths to get to the same place. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's like taking the alpha or the omega. There are stone bunnies in here as well. Stone bunnies, like garden decorations. Concrete. decorations. Seeing Zorro. Bumblebee, honeybee might mean something to you. That symbol is very much so stepping forward. In the cave of winds of the mind is moving at a stagnation. Card 15. Yeah. It's like when a vacuum is really good at what it does and it sucks everything up. So it's awesome that a vacuum sucks. And this is how that, it's like being a dirt devil, Tasmanian devil. And the only way to like move out of any sort of stagnation is to kind of get going and get moving. But this is also, how do I want to say that? I don't know. But this is how it's coming through. It's kind of like sandpaper, but I feel like there might be something that people use or in some sort of trades or knowings where like a sand tumbler, or they use sand to clean or cut things. There's something about that. Something about that. And it's like, okay, so thank you. So it's like seeing this form being stone and this happening all around it. And it might seem, if I can't see anything, it's not coming into shape yet. It's fine because it's being carved out. It's being cleaned. Ooh. Huzzah, ta-da, huzzah, ta-da. Huzzah, ta-da. Cave of hearth fires in the heart. Me too, repairing the mind, body, spirit. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're going like straight through, okay? You're coming out of this, whatever... Maybe even like really carving out how you communicate to yourself, to others. And then, right, so we come out, this whole thing is happening, and then it gets dipped in water, gets scrubbed clean. So it's gone through the scrub with the sand of time, maybe, and moving out of one's own time, if this could be seen as a sand timer, time. Yeah, I'm standing. Hurrah, hurrah. Did you ever play Cubert? Hurrah. I'm at the top. Cheering. Also, maybe Sonic the Hedgehog. For some reason, I want to say something in my third eye space moves really quickly, but my body moves like a lion. This is how I'm feeling in this moment. So it's very hybridized. It's almost like you can like zip, 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 but your body moves with such grace and grandeur but when a lion starts running, so this isn't a cry wolf situation, and maybe that's something you've dealt with and why you're very proud to be a lion. It's a very honorable place to be in for sure. Dignity and divinity. Dignity in density while being divine, for sure. Oh, there's a tambourine. It's so fun. And white snake. In the cave of rivers is Garden of Venus, rest and renewal. Oh my goodness. It's like this energy where this spider has been weaving this whole garden while maybe your bravery, your scarecrow, your lion, your working, going to school, your job, your career, relationships, etc. But let's keep it personal, the integrity, right? The dignity of the self, and whatever you've been moving through in and out of different situations, stagnations, but really carving your throne, and you're cleaning off, and now it's like you can come out and you see like, yay, this spider, this emotional energy of you has been preparing this space for you, because this lion-esque energy, your roar is heard like a singing bowl, your roar is heard like a drum. You're not just in some dusty jungle. You are the Garden of Venus. Did I say Zorro already? Okay. I'm also saying something about a raccoon. And raccoons, well, they have a bad rap, symbolically speaking, but please follow your own intuition first. The way I'm stepping in is that they're quite friendly. Because I'm hearing that song, I've got friends in low places where the west gate. So maybe it's even just nocturnal friends. Spirit of the river, movement towards adventure. This is coming in the cave of earth. And now you're like ethereal. Your aura energy is ethereal. You also do have a higher self, spirit guide as well, that comes through in almost like plasma. Yeah, it's like a plasma energy. I think you do a lot as well to help others, whether you do it consciously, on purpose, and good, on purpose. If you do it to be on purpose, in purpose. Very proud of your pride and the way you've carried your pride. There are pigeons here. If pigeons mean anything to anyone, they could also be doves. Yeah, they could also be doves. This energy, it's like the way you move here is a little bit different. Your aura now moves a little bit different to me, the way I'm feeling it. The scarecrow got his brain. He had it all along. The lion, the cowardly lion, always had his courage. And I'm not even upset. There's a cardinal in there as well. If a cardinal means anything to anyone, I'm not even upset that the Wizard of Oz turned out to be just a guy behind a curtain. I get the presentation. He was protecting something. And your lion within, your masculine energy, your feminine energy, whatever the case is, understands protecting. What's worth protecting and who it's revealed to. But inevitably, it changed everything for everyone. Everyone was enough. Everyone is enough in that story, just as they were, and just as they are. But it's okay to pursue more of that. And I hope this is being delivered well enough for you to feel the end of the movie is the beginning of the movie. And how proud. Proud of the process. Also, I don't know how I want to say it without it sounding even weirder than it might already have. You've got a lot of chakras lit up at the same time. And maybe that's being acknowledged here in this present moment, but maybe 2 weeks ago, 2 months, 2 hours, whatever the case is, maybe like red was bright, but sacral was a little dim, but your heart was really, really light, but it was like pulsating, and, the throat felt, anyway, so I'm just using that as an example. Right now I feel like everything is like, the current between the two, the electricity between your Christmas lights of your chakras, your energies, wheels, vortexes. It's good. It's good. Last card to support this higher self message. And then you get going. And then you get going with travel. This is towards your adventure here on Earth. You might begin to travel a lot. You might have a pack, family. Maybe it's for work. Maybe it's astral adventures. Maybe it's doing those deep dives to meet your shadow, to meet your star family. nice to meet them. This feels pretty impressive, and I hope that you are proud of yourself. And if you just wanted a little reassurance, completely understandable. Please know I'm proud of you. Heartfelt said from your Garden of Venus that it's like that's what you come home to, and then that's where you move from out into the world when you interact with people, places, or things, your job, crappy circumstances, good circumstances. Garden of Venus. Oh my goodness. I hope this would serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. Thank you so much for being here. For your like, share, and subscribe as well. If you want to check out my OG channel at I Scry with Steph for some shadowy, symbolic, and surreal old soul stories, I'd love to have you over there, but no pressure. Just letting you know. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you again soon. So much love.